What's going on, everyone? Robert and Colton from Bridging the Geekdoms podcast here, and how's it going? How's it going?
Hey,
Hey guys, how's it going?
I got popsicles in my front pocket. You want to give them a lick?
Oh boy! So this is Bridging the Geekdoms podcast, as I've just said a little bit ago.
No, I don't think you mentioned it.
Well, we cover all stuff, geekdom and
We'll cover some shit and some things.
geek news, and
You already know what the fuck it is.
yeah. I mean, if you're listening to us, you know what we are. You know what we are. You know what we do.
You know, we're the Fate Accounting version of Mikey and Big Bob.
Wait a minute.
Wait, we're Skinny P and Big Bob.
Oh boy.
The irony of Pittsburgh radio.
Oh, very much so. Very much so. So, how's it going? It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Last week we did a quick review of Solo and Deadpool, and we haven't really talked about news so much in the past probably 3 or 4 weeks because
It's been a while.
what I've been trying to do is I've been trying to get away from doing just a whole bunch of news and then having a segment. I kind of like having the segment on its own. So I've been thinking about it for probably a good few months actually.
Nice.
And I brought it up to Colton, and he agrees that it might be a good idea. So we're going to try and do 2 shows a week. We're going to do our news show, and then we're going to have a segmented show, something that we talk about a certain segment, a certain topic specifically. So a couple weeks ago, we started our music and film. So this week we're going to continue that. So be on the lookout for that episode coming out this week, later this week.
Yeah, it'll be out
And
there.
we're going to be talking about emotion and the emotion in music and film and stuff like that. But this week, or not this week, but today,
I'm going to be the ASMR version of this podcast, okay?
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. So today
lick my
on
lips.
Bridging the Geekdoms Geek News, that's what we're calling it right now. Please, if you have a better title idea, throw it our way, and we'll definitely take
Yeah, we'll totally catch it if you
So, the DCEU, no more? Question mark. What do you think?
No.
Oh, no.
No, I mean, they killed it, did they?
Well, we'll get into that here. That's the title of the episode, so
What?
I'm not going to blow my load right in the beginning.
Nice. That's how I roll. Premature ejaculation.
So,
Hey, look, I have a glandular problem, okay? I get excited.
So Colton,
It's easy to clean up, though, and then I'm ready for round 2.
how's your week going?
Well, if that gives you any indication of my week. It's a good week. I mean, we've been playing Dragon Ball Legends.
Yes, we talked about that last week.
We've been dominating that game. It's been like wake up, go to work, go home, play Dragon Ball Legends
That's
for
pretty
4
much what
hours.
it's been for the past few days here. Yeah, nonstop. It's just Dragon Ball Legends. If we're not working, we're playing that.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it's been. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it.
It's a good fighting game.
It is.
Like
It's-
a real good fighting game.
It's-
For mobile.
For mobile, yeah. For mobile, it's definitely a good fighting game. There's some things I wish I would do a little differently, and
I like how they
better,
took
but-
like the summoning aspect from Dokkan Battle and put it in the game.
I do like the summoning aspect. That's pretty cool. I just wish there was more characters at launch.
Yeah, I'm interested in what Shallot, your starter Saiyan, and that other guy.
I want to know
That
who
has the
Shallot is.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
I
telling
wanna
you,
know his
they're,
backstory.
they're probably gonna latch him onto the movie.
Maybe.
I wouldn't be surprised. Or the guy with the swords, I forget his name, Bakan or something like that.
Yeah.
I want to know his story because his fucking finisher is awesome.
Yeah. And he doesn't even hold the swords; they like float.
Yeah, he's like, is he like a angel like Whis or something?
Because he resembles an angel slightly. but
Yeah, and
not,
it's like, what is you?
What is it be? Yeah, I mean that's what
Dost
I would play.
thou even hoist?
Dost thou even hoist? Anything else? Just Legends?
No, I've been playing that. Hype about Red Dead. I'm throwing around the idea. I gotta get me a soundboard for my house, like smaller than ours. I want to play Fallout 4. Maybe do some gameplay of it.
Oh, okay.
It's been on my mind for like a week or so. So maybe I'll do it if I can pull $160 out of my ass.
Cheap ones are like $80. Small ones.
Yeah, but I don't even have a microphone or anything. Remember, we use
have
my
an extra one.
Yeah, but what if when we do stuff, I don't want to.
When we get other people and
Yeah, I don't want to try to remember it. I just need one mic, one XLR cord, the soundboard, like one of everything that's over there.
Gotcha.
And it's like $160. I'm like, that's not awful.
No, not really. So myself, let's see, a couple weeks ago, actually, I started playing Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain because it was free with Xbox Live Gold. Played maybe about an hour and a half of it, and look, it's a gorgeous looking game. I love the Metal Gear games. I've always enjoyed them. Problem with that one is it's falling into the same habit that video games of today keep falling into, and it's more cinematic than actual gameplay. And I'm sorry, I'm getting sick and tired of it. Like I think that's a big reason why I have started slowly falling out of video games.
You're regressing out of it.
Over the past year, it's been a lot quicker because to this point, like, when I play a video game, I want to play a game. I don't want to sit there and just watch a story. I enjoy the stories. Like, Last of Us, I talked about that, 6-7 months ago.
Speaking of, that's getting announced at E3. Last of Us 2.
But, I played it, and I didn't play the whole thing. I played probably about, 5 hours or so?
Yeah, you played a good opening sequence of it.
It was predictable. Okay, that's fine. I can
Don't tell me you saw her getting shot in the beginning.
No, I didn't see that. Wait, did I see that?
Spoiler.
Well, yeah,
Spoiler.
I knew that, and then I also.
Well, I didn't think she would have got shot. I knew one of them was going to get shot,
but I also knew that. Well, the reason why I knew that is because of the promotional. Like, she's not the little girl in the promotional stuff. So you're like, okay, yeah, it's very obvious. But then knowing that Ellen Page's character, because I'm calling her Ellen Page because that's who they portrayed her from, is Ellen Page. Ellen Page, is that who it was? I don't know, maybe not.
It's been a while since I played that.
Anyways, but whoever, like the little girl, she, like, I knew that she was going to carry the antivirus or whatever it was. Like she's.
I think that's just because of the oversaturation of zombie games, though. When there's a little person, not midget, like kid. 9 times out of 10, they have something to do with a cure.
Anyway, so getting back into things. So even though the story was predictable, I can get past the predictability if the gameplay is fun, if it's enjoyable. The problem is it's not enjoyable because you do 3 things with buttons, and then it puts you in a cutscene for 5 minutes. And then you do 3 more things with buttons, and then it puts you in a cutscene for 2 minutes. And then you do 1 thing with buttons, and it takes you to a cutscene for 5 minutes. Like, video games that do that to me, that's not a video game. That's just a cartoon that you get to press a button occasionally with.
Yeah.
Like, that's all it is, and I'm just getting sick of it. And I'm noticing that it's not as bad with Metal Gear. There's a lot of running around to do with Metal Gear, but there's a lot of cutscenes and a lot of nothing to do in that first hour that I played. Like, you really do nothing but run through a hospital. And you don't, like, you shoot a couple times. Like, there's not much.
That one's a little rough in the beginning.
Now, don't get me wrong, whenever I remember, Metal Gear Solid on the PlayStation, I mean, that first mission, you don't shoot at all, and it took me probably 4 hours or more to get through it because I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
Yeah, Metal Gear is just a rough series.
Yeah, but this, I mean, I'm digging it, I mean, I'm going to push through only because of the Metal Gear name, because I've played them in the past, I've enjoyed them in the past. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt, so we'll see.
I've been replaying Lego Marvel Avengers.
Oh, man.
Nicole liked it, so. And then she got me hooked back into it. Now I'm just beating it on her account this time.
Let's see. What did I see? I watched Game Night last night. Actually, last night I watched.
How was that?
I was really hoping it was going to be good. Rachel McAdams and Jason Bateman, like, they're 2 actors, and they're actors that I enjoy watching. Like, Rachel McAdams, she's attractive, and I think she's really good in comedies as a supporting role. Like, take Wedding Crashers, for instance. She's not the reason it's funny, but her character, and she adds to what Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn do in that movie.
Wow.
But in this movie, she was taking a lead, and she was more the comedic part of the movie. It wasn't bad.
And then you realize all women aren't funny.
Wow.
What?
Wow, dude.
What?
Wow.
What?
Well, there goes 7 of our listeners.
I'm not saying anything, but stereotypes exist for a reason.
There goes 8 of our listeners now.
I'm not saying... Hey, look, Amy Poehler, hilarious. Tina Fey, hilarious. Most of the rest of the women population...
Melissa McCarthy? Hillary Clinton?
That's a dude. I don't care what you say.
Anyway, so,
there's a reason Bill Clinton did what he did.
Rachel McAdams she's more of a comedic role in this movie. Jason Bateman is her husband, and like the storyline is not bad. Like like it's a good concept. It's a concept that can be really, really funny because there's twists and turns and stuff like that, which I enjoy because I love I love movies where it makes you think and try to figure out what's going on here, that kind of thing. It just didn't get executed well. There are some funny moments. Like there are some moments where I laughed.
I bet she had nothing to do with them.
But no, actually, she had one part. She one or two parts. She actually had something to do with.
Blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while too.
But there's there are some funny parts in the movie.
No, we're just lagging a little bit.
But so I'm okay with some funny parts and stuff like that. But I was hoping that it was going to be funnier, and it wasn't. So I feel like they were too worried about the twists and not the comedy, or at some parts, and some parts are too worried about the comedy and not the twist.
So what you're saying is Nicole made a good choice because I was like, let's go see it, and she went, no. It looks dumb.
She probably wouldn't enjoy it. I'm telling you, she probably would have enjoyed it. Not saying that. I know people, people who are not avid moviegoers, film watchers, like you and me, and some of our friends are. This is the kind of movie that they're gonna watch, and they'll say,
enjoy it.
You know what? I watched it.
It's a give or take movie.
It is what it is. But the people that don't go as much as we do, they're gonna think it's hilarious. They're gonna be like, oh look, Rachel McAdams is the next Kevin Hart, and I want to shoot them in the head because they're idiots.
Because she's gonna be black.
What is with you today?
I'm just hitting all the minorities.
So that's my little take on game night. It's not terrible, but it's not great.
How do you feel about tacos?
So
no, okay.
I also started watching Community on Hulu, and I've never watched Community before.
Community, isn't that the one with Donald Glover?
Donald Glover.
I always mix it up with Park and Rec
Chevy
for some
Chase.
reason. It's a good show.
Yeah,
I enjoy it.
Enjoyed it. Allison Brie. What's the other person's name? Whatever the guy's, the main character. I can't even remember the main actor's name.
He's a douchebag. He looks like he's a douchebag.
Yeah, exactly. And he talks like a douchebag. Yeah.
But I don't think he's a douchebag in real life.
No, he's actually pretty funny. I actually enjoy.
But he does a good portrayal of a douche.
Yeah. I'm not hating it. I think I'm 10 episodes in.
It's a good show.
I sit there and I'm surprised. Like, why didn't I watch it when its original run? I don't know what it was. A lot of times for me, shows are when people are like, oh, this is the best show ever. I'm like, nope, not touching it because...
That's probably what it was.
I think that's what it was because, I was like, I'm not going to touch it because it's the thing to do and I don't want to just jump in the thing to do because, that's...
You're nonconformist, you emo kid.
But whenever I
goes in the back of the school, smokes cigarettes, and listens to Marilyn Manson
whenever
in their black kilt.
I mean, the same thing happened with The Office. Like,
oh my God, The Office is golden.
I didn't watch it until 2 or 3 years after it ended, and I started watching it, and I binged it all in a week because I was like, holy crap, this is amazing. There were 3 nights that week where I actually sat down and got hammered watching The Office. That's what I did.
It's a great show about fucking nothing.
I know it's fantastic.
I'm on my 6th watch through of it. So.
And then I watched Parks and Rec after that because I was like, look, I need something to fill the void. Parks and Rec was decent. I don't think it's as good as The Office. I know some people think it is better, but...
And those people were mentally challenged.
Yeah.
So...
You're just... Let's just hit everything today, Colton.
Yeah, I mean, hey...
Everything controversial.
I censored myself on that one, so...
All right, so okay, that's what's been going on for the past week or so with us. Last week we talked about what we saw Solo and Deadpool and stuff like that. But moving into the news of
what you guys should do for us? Donate to us $7,000, please.
Entertainment world. Why 7,000?
So we can go to Star Wars Celebration and shit.
Oh.
I cannot believe how fucking expensive those tickets are.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous.
They jumped up $50 fucking bucks.
All I say is we should just do, instead of going 4 days, just go 2 days.
Yeah, cut our vacation down from 6 days to 4.
Still take the 6 days. Then we can visit Chicago a little bit.
Oh shit, we could do that.
Okay. So jumping into entertainment news.
God damn it!
I'm going to start with video games a bit here. So Rocksteady is rumored to they're going to be getting ready to unveil their Superman game at E3. Guess what? Next week.
Yeah, no, that's going to be a rough week.
So, so they're unveiling. It's supposedly going to be similar to Batman Arkham games.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, so am I. I really enjoyed.
My lung decided to pop out of my body.
I really enjoyed Arkham City. Like, I think that was the best one out of all of them, just for the open world play.
Yeah,
story wise, I liked Arkham Asylum the best.
What? But no love for Knight.
No, wait, I'm sorry. Wait, Arkham Knight was the third one.
Yeah,
that's the one I liked the best. That was the best open world with the Batmobile. That's the one I liked. Arkham Asylum, I think, had the best story. Arkham Knight, I think, was best all around.
Yeah. No love for Arkham Origins.
No, not one bit.
No.
It was made by a different company, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's still part of this timeline, though.
Really?
Well, it's confusing. It's a big old ball of fuck.
And then we got one other piece of news.
Brought to you by brought to you from your boy's skinny penis. So, Rockstar Games, the guys who made GTA, Bully,
Red Dead Redemption.
Not that. There was another one. Manhunt. Have announced their Red Dead 2 pre-orders. So if you just pre-order the regular game,
you get Mafia also. No, not Mafia. There was another one like Mafia though that they did, wasn't it?
I think it was Mafia.
Was it Mafia? Yeah.
Don't quote us on that. I'll look it up while we're recording the rest.
It doesn't really matter.
So
people know or don't know. It
is what it is. You're already tuned out if you're listening to me because I hit all stereotypes earlier. Red Dead, if you pre-order the regular one, you just get a war horse and the Outlaw Survival Kit.
So if you pre-order the $60 normal version...
Yeah, you just get a horse and an outfit, basically. Now, if you pre-order the special edition, now let me zoom into this wonderful picture I have here. You get a bank robbery mission and another gang hideout, a Doppelback Thoroughbred, which is a horse, then Nuevo... Oh my god, fucking Spanish.
Words!
The Nuevo Paraiso Gunslinger outfit, Talisman and Medallion gameplay bonuses, gameplay boost, cash bonuses, and discounts. Plus, you get 3 free weapons at the gunsmiths.
Neat.
So that's pretty tits. So if you download, or if you get the Ultimate Edition, which I will be getting, I'm sure it's either 100 or 120. Look, it's a 1 year I give myself the special, like, high expensive edition one. Last year it was Call of Duty.
I'm sorry.
So the Ultimate Edition, you get the bank robbery, you get the horse, the outfit, everything from the first one, or from the Special Edition. Mm-hmm. Then you get bonus outfits and a free survival camp theme. Oh, damn it. Rank bonuses up to level 25. My god, my fucking phone. Black Chestnut Thoroughbred, which is a horse. And free access to additional weapons. And on top of that, depending on which bonus one you get, if you get the Special Edition, Ultimate Edition, or the Box Edition, Collector's Box, which I haven't got to yet, you do get in-game GTA cash.
So Grand Theft Auto cash.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto 5, you get cash for the game just for pre-ordering Red Dead 2.
Gotcha.
So now to the Collector's Box, which I'm sure is probably like $200. You have to be fucking dumb to buy it. So it comes in this metallic tithing box with a lock and key. You get a treasure map, Wheeler Rawson and Co. catalog, a pin set, playing cards, 6-shooter bandana, collectible challenge coin, 12 cigarette cards, and a double-sided puzzle, along with the game and everything from like the Ultimate Edition. So nothing worth value.
Yeah.
But that was literally announced 6 hours ago as of recording, so 11 a.m. on Monday.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'm getting the Ultimate Edition.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably just play what you get.
It's I can't wait. I want this. Actually, I've got Nicole Red Dead, like I said it was. God, she went around. I punched a horse in the face one time, and she didn't put the game down.
That's a little disturbing.
What? I wanted to see if you could actually punch a cow, and you did.
So, E3 is coming up next week.
Yeah.
Don't be so excited. You're the video game person.
I know. I'm going to have to do so much work.
What are you looking forward to?
Oh, man. Red Dead 2. Last of Us 2.
All right,
Microsoft's whole panel. I'm actually interested in Microsoft's panel.
what is the thing that you're like? Are you most excited for Microsoft? Are you most excited for Sony, Nintendo? Like, because you have all the systems. So what is it that you're most excited about seeing?
Probably Microsoft, because I play more Xbox than anything.
For
Maybe
that,
Nintendo, because they have new Pokemon games coming out. I'm interested in.
For Xbox, like for me, I'm very interested because they're talking about their really starting. They want to start shifting focus to their first party titles.
Yeah.
You know,
I think Halo 6 is rumored to come.
There's rumors that Halo 6, and that would be the correct timeline because it has been 3 years since Halo 5.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So it makes sense for them to announce it and then release it this November or October or something like that. Like that's usually when it gets released. That will be a must buy for me. Another game I'm interested in that was actually announced last year, but you know, since then there's a lot of work that's been done to it. Anthem.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about seeing Anthem. But I'm interested to see what Nintendo's doing because since the Switch came out, they've been pretty quiet. Like,
yeah, I mean, they've
done a lot.
The last we've heard of them was when Skyrim and Doom came to
the
Switch, and that was basically it.
So I'm interested to see if they're really going to be utilizing this or what they're doing with the Switch.
And then not too long ago, I think like last week, we got Pokemon for the Switch, the first Pokemon game to come to console. That's like the handheld ones.
Yeah.
It's coming too.
Oh, really?
Kind of. There's no like wild encounters or anything, but it's essentially that minus battling.
Look, I just don't understand why they don't make a Pokemon RPG or MMO.
Because they do. They're all fan made, and Nintendo shoots them down real fucking hard.
Because they're stupid. Like, do you know how much money they would make? Like,
Dude, I'd subscribe to it now.
They essentially could do that as a World of Warcraft type of game.
Yeah, and just every region's just another downloadable content.
Exactly.
Like,
I mean, essentially, like, you know how much money they would make off that? Like, I don't understand why they don't. I hate Pokemon, but I would probably give it a shot.
And for the first time in Nintendo's run, they have enough memory on the game that they could put all the regions into one motherfucking game and just port it to console. But no, they won't because they hate us.
Why even put it on the computer?
Yeah.
You know, get the PC gamers involved with some Nintendo stuff, you know?
Because, like, it's a really deep game when you grow up. Like, EV training, IV breeding, you know.
You lost me.
It's breeding your Pokemon to have good moves from birth and good, like, the best stats, and then keeping those stats until they're, like, level 100. Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, E3 should be exciting this year.
Yeah, look for a lot of live stuff for me. I'm just going to, like, go home. I'm going to do all my notes at work, come home and just record.
Cool. I'm
going to get shitty iPhone 10 quality.
So, non-comic book related news. Ralph Breaks the Internet, Wreck-It Ralph 2 trailer came out. Did you happen to watch it? I know you posted it.
I shared it. Yeah, I watched it.
What did you think?
We see all the, I don't know if it's a spoiler or not, but all the Disney princesses minus Mulan.
Yeah. I really enjoyed Wreck-It Ralph.
I've never seen the first one, though, but I might watch the first one because I kind of want to see the second one.
This one, I'm still not 100% sold on it. So I'm gonna see it, but I'm not 100% sold. So we'll see.
See, I'm not like into those whole like Disney cartoon things, Pixar and shit like that. Like I have to like be like, oh shit.
Oh, I mean, Incredibles is 2 weeks away. So
yeah. What? When does Ant-Man? No, that's next month. Ant-Man.
July. Yeah.
There was another movie that comes out.
Jurassic World.
Yeah, it came out like in the next couple weeks though. Not Incredibles. It was another one.
Incredibles, Jurassic World. There's only 2 this month that I can think of. Ocean's 8.
It was what the fuck was
I think Ocean's 8 is that this Friday? I don't remember.
Oh, it's the one with Johnny Knoxville.
Action Point.
Yeah,
that came out last Friday.
Oh, it's already out.
Yeah.
I thought it came out next week. I might go see that this week.
I was thinking about it too. I don't know. I need something to go see. We'll see. So the Power Rangers were bought.
Go Power Rangers!
They were bought by Hasbro.
Nice.
And Hasbro has stated, the president of Hasbro has stated that
it's about time they buy them.
Is a plan for more films. Now, unfortunately, I don't think they're going to continue from the film that we got last year.
Yeah.
Even though I really enjoyed it, I think they should continue it. At this point, I think you can just
scrap it and restart it.
It's not going to happen, unfortunately. I just hope that they take it a little more seriously than we got last year.
I still have yet to see it.
I would like that. I hope they don't kid it down too much. Like I understand it's for kids. I get that. But take the Avengers for instance.
Yeah.
Those are for kids, but they are very grown up as well.
Yeah.
You know?
Infinity War.
Yeah. So I could absolutely, like, I want them, I'm not saying they should follow the MCU, path, but, look at that.
If you're going to try to make a universe, you might as well.
Exactly.
Take one of the best successful, or one of the most successful ones.
And they don't really need to create a universe. Like, just take the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and do, like, a trilogy. And then after that trilogy, then grab, the Ninja Power Rangers and do a trilogy, and just go like that. As long as they're good, they'll be successful.
I mean, then you can intertwine them a little bit.
If you wanted to, yeah, you could. If you wanted to build an entire universe, or you could just do trilogies, That's just me.
I guess. Isn't there, like, this massive crossover in Power Rangers where they, like, all of the forces get together at one point?
Believe it or not, I saw that. I actually saw that episode. It wasn't too long. It was only a few years ago it came out.
Yeah, I thought it was a thing. I just thought, like, people were being creative and cutting it together.
I want to say it was my oldest son, Chase, who wanted to watch it. And, I ended up watching it. Yeah. It was only a few years ago, though. It wasn't that long ago that it came on.
But that could be, like, your major, like, oh, my God, we can't beat them.
It's their Infinity War.
Exactly. Like, that could be a thing. They could all coexist.
Ivan Ooze comes back.
Oh my God, I'd go see that movie. I loved that movie.
Oh God, I mean, I did too.
And the premise was awful.
In 1996, when I was 10 years old, I liked that movie.
Look, I was fresh out the womb. Give me till 2000.
Pretty exciting. Top Gun 2 has started production. Yes, I actually say exciting because I like the first Top Gun. I like Tom Cruise.
Danger Zone.
I mean, this movie could suck, or it could be really good. So, we'll see. But yeah, that's their production. Fox will decide in July if they are selling to Disney or not.
Hopefully they do. Or at least give them the rights to, like, the Marvel shit.
Look, this has been rumored, and it's not, nobody really knows if it's real or not, but it's kind of been rumored.
Well, it's been about a year, hasn't it?
So if Disney doesn't get Fox, so if Fox decides to go with Comcast or somebody else to sell.
Why they would.
But let's say they do that. Let's say Fox goes elsewhere. Rumor has it that the film rights to the Marvel characters are non-transferable, which means if Fox sells, those rights would go all the way back to Marvel no matter what. So that's kind of like a possibility. Like, again, no one really knows officially, like, it's never been stated.
So it doesn't matter what happens.
At this point, it really doesn't. So if it gets sold or not, it looks like Disney could and Marvel could have their characters back. Again, I wouldn't say believe that 100%, but it's out there. It's been said. I don't know who said it originally, but I've seen it.
You heard it here first at Bridging the Geekdoms.
No, definitely not. So, I don't know. That's exciting. But again, they said, like, if in July they say we're selling to you, it'll probably be 9 months to 12 months until it's completely done.
Yeah. And then even longer than that before we see any of those characters.
No, not necessarily, because if they approve it, then they can start planning.
Yeah.
You know?
But still, you still got to write the movie and make the movie itself.
True, but they could make an agreement like, hey, we're going to buy you. And then, hey, how about on this side? How about this? Since the purchase is going to go through, we want to get this ball rolling for Marvel. So let's make a deal for 3 pictures. We get to use these characters. So if the deal falls through, after 3 pictures, you get them back.
Yeah.
And they could do something like that. That way they can start using them. So if the sale goes through, then they can continue.
Yeah,
if
we get Galactus.
If the sale falls through, then they can just write them off.
Yeah, it is what it is. Third film, kill them.
Exactly.
All the mutants die right then and there.
Exactly. I think that would be a good idea.
I kind of like it. Now we just need Spider-Man properties from Sony. Like, please get that train wreck out of there.
Please. Speaking of which, we're actually going to talk about that in the news, or the comic, or the multiverse section, so we'll get to that. The Crow remake is once again stalled.
Thank God.
Really?
I like the first one. I don't think the first one should be
like the first one, but the original, I like it. I would like to see an updated version.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing it. Now, was Jason Momoa the right choice?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even though I saw that coming from a mile away.
Because I have this Brandon Lee, he's like this skinny rock star, like, your typical 90s rock star. Like, that's what you see in Brandon Lee in that movie. Granted, he is a martial artist and stuff like that, but he's got the build of that skinny, 90s
skinny
rock star.
P.
Jason Momoa does not. And,
Jason Momoa
but
looks
then
like
again,
he
I said
ate
I
him.
wanted an updated version, and a lot of rock stars these days are pretty physically built now. You know, like you take a look at them.
Yeah.
Some of them are like they can
Yeah,
kick your ass.
but you know what? They wouldn't because they bitches.
Whoa.
Yeah, fucking come at me, rock stars.
So Jason Momoa, as well as director Corin Hardy, have quit. Supposedly, they're saying creative differences. So from what I understand is Jason Momoa was only going to do it if Corin Hardy did it. Corin Hardy quit, so Jason Momoa quit. Like that was kind of the way everything played out. I'm not sure what happened. Nobody's really sure what happened.
They just came into work and was like, "Fuck this, I'm not."
There
doing
was
it.
some concept art or a picture of Jason Momoa in the makeup and the costume that was posted online. If you can find it, check it out. It looks pretty decent. It doesn't look bad. Like I could sit there and say, you know what, I might be able to accept that, but I need to see more. So
Yeah, it's like a chick accepting a fat guy.
Sonic the Hedgehog movie has cast
stop.
James Marsden
Stop.
for the lead role.
Stop. Stop. Kill it with fire. The past like 12 video games have not been good. You don't make a movie.
Tomb Raider wasn't bad. I enjoyed Tomb Raider. Like,
No, I meant like Sonic games.
Oh,
like
Sonic games.
Sonic just needs to die. Let him live in nostalgia, and that's where he shall be.
what was it? Sonic 4. Sonic 4, the side scroller Sonic 4 that they released, I want to say 5 years ago on Xbox Arcade. It may have been on PlayStation also, I'm not sure. That was good because they took 1, 2, and 3 and Knuckles, and they kind of were like, okay, we're gonna make that game, that type of game again, instead of the stupid ones, the 3D dumb ones that they've been trying to do. And it worked. Like,
That's where he shall
what
stay.
they need to do is they need to remember that when it comes to the games, they need to think like, okay, Sonic is a side scroller. We don't need to compete with Mario. Like Mario, you can take
Mario
away
is
from the
his own
side
world.
scroller and make it 3D. He works in that world. Sonic doesn't so much, you know, and that's where I think.
Let's make it a side-scrolling movie.
Oh boy,
That would be cool. 2 hours of just side-scrolling. My brain would be fucked after that. But like, I could only walk in 2 dimensions.
but originally, rumor came out. I think it was last Thursday or Friday that Paul Rudd was up for the lead in Sonic the Hedgehog. And about 3 hours later, news broke that James Marsden has been offered and took the role. Now, James Marsden played Cyclops in the first 3 X-Men movies.
You're Cyclops.
He plays in Westworld. So, like, I actually enjoy him as an actor. I think he's a decent actor. I just don't understand how this is going to work. Like, I really don't get.
A lot of CGI.
I mean, of course, no. They're gonna have a real life
Dude,
hedgehog
I'd
running
be
around.
totally down with it.
Gonna
Have you
dye,
seen
dye
them?
its hair blue and let him go.
Yeah. Fuck the. Fuck
They're gonna
PETA.
find a fox with 2 tails.
Fuck PETA, man. Let's just get radiation and fucking lead paint.
Oh man, I don't know. I'm with you. Kill it with fire. Like we just don't need this.
Just,
It's almost as bad as an idea as that Pikachu movie that they're making. So
with Danny DeVito.
no, who's in it? Isn't it Jack Black doing the voice of him?
I thought it was Danny DeVito.
Yeah, so-
Danny DeVito was supposed to be the voice.
Is he?
Yeah, I think
Maybe
he was
he is.
supposed to be the voice.
Maybe it is him.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, it's gonna be so.
I'll see it if Danny DeVito's the voice of Pikachu.
Don't get me wrong. I really like Danny DeVito, but
It'd just be funny to watch him be Pikachu.
jeez.
Look, I'll get on board with
Yeah.
video game movies if they make a Red Dead movie. Red Dead would be an excellent movie.
I mean, it's a Western. I
Exactly.
mean, every Western is Red Dead Redemption.
No, it's not.
Here, a close enough movie. Watch 3:10 to Yuma. Excellent movie.
Exactly. So you can kind of piggyback it, make a good video game movie, and you can just keep,
But would people consider it a video game movie? Like that's where things get a little sketchy. You know, like,
if you
'cause,
make
like,
enough references to the game, I think they would get it.
yeah, but that's where the problem usually falls with video game movies is that they try to take too much from the video game. And that's where they.
Well, I
usually
think I think
fail.
they would you need an open world game to make a movie.
Well, they tried it with World of Warcraft or Warcraft.
Well, see, that was the
which,
problem.
Yeah.
You got to do it with something like Grand Theft Auto or something, where you can get enough violence to get people's attention.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe.
Just dude walks up down the street, just hits a hooker with a baseball bat.
Uh,
I'll rate that fucking movie.
Solo, a Star Wars story.
Yeah. All by itself.
So it's not doing great at the box office.
Yeah, because I literally.
But that's what I want to know. Like, I want to know what do you think is going on? Because if you think about it, it's a good movie. Like, it's actually a good movie. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say it's the best Star Wars. I think last week I said it's right in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, I would give it a solid 4.
Yeah, I mean...
3.5, 4.
It's right in the middle of the pack when it comes to the Star Wars films. Maybe a little higher than lower. But it's not bad. Yeah, like, when in retrospect, when you sit back and start to think about some things, you're like, did we really need that? Was that a good choice? Was that a good choice? But, again, it's enjoyable. It is your typical summer popcorn movie.
Yeah,
like,
it did what it needed to do.
Exactly. It was enjoyable. It was fun to watch. I just don't understand, like, what is it? What do you think is the reason for why it's not being as successful? Now, you got to remember, the budget was almost double from what they initially made, because initially it was like $100 million, like $120 million was the budget for it.
Wow. And
it's up to like $290 now, because after they brought Ron Howard in and everything like that, you know, so... it was like it was more than double. Or I'm probably off of my numbers exactly. I don't know what they are. I don't have them written down in front of me. But you know, like it did around. It doubled its.
It did its stuff.
So
the cancerous fucking fandom.
You're saying it's the cancerous fandom. So I had a very interesting conversation with somebody on Facebook the other day. I say conversation. This person would probably think I was fighting, but I wasn't. I was just trying to explain to the person why, like, people need to chill out. Yeah. You know, and I agree. I think it's more of the fandom and
just people being assholes.
A lot of people are like, is it fatigue? I don't think it's fatigue, because you take a look at Marvel, for instance.
Yeah, they release 3 movies a year.
3 movies a year. In the past 10 years, we've gotten 20 movies. 20 movies in 10 years.
That's at least 2 a year.
It's at least 2
Math!
A year. Yeah. At least 2 a year over the last 10 years. And people want more. Like, people cannot wait for Ant-Man. People can't wait for Avengers 4. Like, they can't wait for it.
I'm that guy.
So
minus Ant-Man.
So we sit there and we take a look at Star Wars. We've gotten 1 a year for the past 4 years now.
Yeah.
Okay? So 1 a year in 4 years. That's less than the 2 a year for Marvel movies.
and we're getting fatigued.
And I don't believe it's fatigue. Like, I don't.
No.
Like I've said, if it has the Star Wars name, I'm going to watch it. Like, I'm going to watch it because I want to see what they're doing with it. I wasn't overly excited about Solo because, in my eyes, it wasn't because I was fatigued
honestly,
with it. It wasn't because
really need it.
That's what it was. I didn't think we needed it. It was unnecessary. Until I watched it, and then I was like, damn, this was necessary. Like, I think it, you know.
Give me another one, please.
Exactly.
I honestly, this is, as much of a Star Wars fan as I am, I think Disney should say, listen to the fandom, fuck it. Cancel everything, release 9, and then don't give a shit for Star Wars. Let the fandom get pissed off. That's what they want.
Unfortunately, they need to make their money.
But they
yeah,
will
I mean,
off the royalties.
They've made their money already. They made back their $4 billion that they paid George Lucas already. They made that with the release of The Last Jedi. They made their money.
They made that.
So,
but take 5 years away. Do not announce nothing. Do not speak about it. Fuck it. Release 9. Leave it alone.
See, I just don't think that's the right thing to do. Because then
everybody's gonna be like, oh, what about our trilogy? What about the Old Republic? Blah, blah, blah. No, you bitched. You don't get it.
I do agree with some of the people's complaints. That's the thing. I do agree. Now, Episode 7, I think, was a perfect starting point. I'm one of the few that think, like, yes, I understand the similarities between A New Hope and everything like that. I get that. There are huge similarities. But I think it's a good starting off point to bring new fans in, to really get people interested into the saga. But then people's complaints are the Mary Sue of Rey. You know, Rey being a Mary Sue. The political statements they've made in a few of these movies and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think the politics should stay out of it. But that's not enough for
the
you to not go see it.
real world politics stuff, yes. Like, I understand that Star Wars has been about politics.
Well, yeah, I mean, when you base the Empire off of Nazi Germany.
But what I do agree with is, and this isn't to say that I'm against this stuff in real life, so don't think I'm saying that.
I'll say it.
But take L3, for instance, in Solo.
Oh my god.
She was essentially
a keyboard warrior.
A feminist. She was a feminist. But they twisted it where she was very feminist, but then she made it about the droids.
Yeah.
And
there's no need for that in Star Wars.
Exactly. Like, you don't need that in Star Wars. I understand that what goes on in the real world kind of bleeds into the art that people make. I get that. I understand that. But I think that if they got away from doing that, if they got back to making Star Wars
Star Wars.
Star Wars getting away from bringing in the politics, I think people would be fine with it.
I mean, granted, at this point, there are no more politics in Star Wars. They've blown up the Republic again.
The galactic, side of things within that specific galaxy. Yes, there's no politics, but they're pulling in, look at The Last Jedi, for instance. The Last Jedi, and whether you agree with this or not, they added characters just so they had every demographic represented in the movie. You have Rose, you have Holdo, Finn. People make that argument because Finn really had nothing to do in The Last Jedi. Like,
I mean, you questionably could say he didn't really have much to do.
But when you think about it, when you look at everything, look at The Last Jedi. You have someone who plays a homosexual in Holdo. You have the woman empowerment of Rey. You have the man in Luke or in Poe or in Finn. You have African American in Finn. You have the Hispanic in Poe. You have the Asian in Rose. You have all of these demographics that they made sure they got in there just to have in there. And whether you agree that they did that or not, they did. That's what they did.
That's the reality of it.
Okay, that doesn't mean that I hated the movie. I just disagree with that aspect of it. I enjoyed the movie wholeheartedly.
Minus Canto Bite.
Exactly.
Which was the filler story for two minorities.
For two characters that weren't really needed in the movie at all. So
I'll say it. Finn should have died in 7.
I think that would have been cool, like in a way.
He should have died in 7.
Yeah, but
to Kylo should have killed him.
Kilo.
There's a throwback.
That's a throwback and a half. So again, when it comes to Star Wars, I don't think it's fatigue. I think it is the fan base. I think it's the fans, rightfully so, being angry at certain things. But I think some of them are taking it too far.
Yeah, they're just being little bitches about it.
Like, I can sit here and talk about Star Wars and say, look, this stuff they're adding to it, I don't like. But I will still watch it because it's Star Wars and it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
I do like it. Where people take it too far is whenever they sit there and say, that's not my Luke, or that's not how the story should have gone.
# not my trilogy.
Like, first off, okay, that's not how Luke should have...
Okay, hold on. Let's get the writers of... what the fuck's that thing called? Writers of America. Let's get that guild over here.
But like, think about it. So, they're saying that's not the way that the story should have gone. Well, how do you know how the story should have gone? Like, everybody has a vision in their head how a story should go, but
we talk about it weekly.
It never goes that way.
Yeah.
That people are hired to write a movie. If you want a story to go a certain way, become a writer and go write that movie. It's that simple.
Quit being a keyboard warrior.
Exactly. You don't need to freak out if it didn't go the way you wanted. Guess what? Just wait for the next one.
I honestly think that's a true testament to how society is becoming.
People are spoiled, and that's the thing. You get 5 people, and stand them next to each other, and you say, how should The Last Jedi gone? Every one of them will tell you something different. Every single one of them will tell you that they think it should have gone this way. So the fact that somebody's sitting there saying it didn't go the way it should have gone. No, like there was no way that it should have gone except for what the writer wrote.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
I do want to say if you wanted Solo to go a certain way, I think we're allowed to say spoilers. Mm-hmm. You would not have seen fucking Maul at the end.
No, not at all.
Like at all. No one would have been able to call that.
But then you have the haters who are sitting here trying to say that was just unneeded. That was just fan service. They only did that so people would like Star Wars again.
Speaking of this, I got into an argument. I don't argue a lot on Facebook. I try to just post memes and be funny. But this dude was actually being dumb as fuck. And he was like, Maul died in episode 1. Cartoons are shit and non-canon. I was like, dude, okay. I straight up was like, you're a fucking dumbass, man. Like, Clone Wars is canon. Rebels is canon. Phantom Menace is canon.
Yeah.
He's alive.
Yeah.
Like...
Exactly. I mean, but that's the thing. Like, people don't realize, like, people are trying to figure out, what are they going to do? What are they going to do with Maul next?
I'm trying to figure that shit out.
But then people are sitting there trying to say, like, well, I guess Rebels won't be canon anymore because Maul is back and he has to go down this path. Again, it's the people's expectation. People think that...
Or people's lack of a knowledge of a timeline.
But yeah, people think it should go this direction when... They don't have to go that direction.
Yeah.
Just because you think it should go that way doesn't mean it's going to. And
he didn't make too many appearances in Rebels, did he?
He was a big part of season 3. Season 3.
There's enough of a time gap there.
We're talking. It's
To,
10,
like,
from
to
where
go do
Solo
whatever.
ended to where he shows up in Rebels. At least 10 years. No, I'd say at least 8 years. Probably 10.
Before we go any further, I also saw this comment. Solo takes place before episode 1, by the way.
I've heard that. I've
I'm
heard
like-
people say that. And then they're like, how is Han so young in A New Hope? Because if this takes place before Phantom Menace, no. So I've seen that. I've definitely
I was
seen
like,
that.
whoa, calm down.
Did you see his metal legs?
Take your helmet off, boy.
He does have robotic legs, people.
That's not even like his original saber either.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Take off the helmet. We're not getting in the car. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
I think it's people's ignorance to the fandom as well, like ignorance to knowledge.
I think you might be right.
Like
I think so.
the filthy casuals, I'll say it, are getting like, oh, this should go this way. When in reality, if you like watch the movies and watch TV shows and read legends, like
Yeah, and people are sitting there like, oh, Kathy Kennedy needs fired, blah blah blah, that kind of stuff. No, she doesn't need fired. I think she's done a bang up job so far. And to say she needs fired after one movie hasn't met financial expectations, I can guarantee, and I think I said this probably 6 months ago when we talked about it on our podcast. I sat there and said, look, they probably know this movie is not going to make its money back.
Yeah.
But they know that, and they want to make sure they get a good product out. And that's why they brought Ron Howard in. That's why they did all those reshoots, to make sure they get a good product out there.
Yeah.
They're probably content and understand this will not make its money back, but they don't want to screw over the fans.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. They put out a quality movie, something that's worth watching, that I think deserves a sequel. And
It's like a sequel. It deserves its own goddamn trilogy and then some.
And I think if people would understand that, and I think if people would go see the movie, I bet you it does well in DVD sales. I'm telling you, it's going to do well. I think people, because
I don't doubt it won't make its money back, and then a little bit more.
No, I don't think it's going to. I think it's going to. I don't think. If it may break even, but I don't think it's going to.
I think it'll make,
because you got to remember,
a little bit.
They spent almost $300 million on this movie. To break even, that means they have to make at least $600-700 million.
They got it.
So
I have faith. When everything's said and done, I think they'll do it.
I'll look it up real quick. Where are they at right now? Box Office Mojo, buddy.
Your box office mojo.
I don't know. To me, it's just so annoying because the fans, they're ruining it. They're making it not fun.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, they have Marvel. You can take a break from Disney.
Yeah.
Or Disney.
From
Star Wars.
I just think, stop listening. And I'm telling you, probably the biggest problem with the fandom and any sort of variety, whether it's MCU, DCEU, whether it's Star Wars, Star Trek, whatever.
Oh man, that's a little rough to look at. It's at 264 million.
Worldwide, or is that domestic?
No, that's worldwide.
Yeah, I told you.
That's a little rough.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good film though. Like,
It's not doing well in the Asian market, but Star Wars never does well over there. So it really was banking on having a strong. I think they were hoping to get like 200, 300 from domestic, from American soil, on the domestic side, and they're not. It is what it is. But I think that the biggest problem when it comes to any fandom is simply
the fans. Fans.
Websites like Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
I can't stand the rating system. People go and they see, oh, this movie has a 60. I'm not going to go see it. This movie has a 71. I'm not going to go see it.
Nicole used to be like that when we first started dating. And then I broke her of it. I was like, we're just going to go see movies regardless of the score. And she was like, oh, that's pretty good. I'm like, yeah, because Rotten Tomatoes is shit.
Yeah, exactly. And I was sitting there actually thinking on the drive home today after work. I'm sitting in the car thinking, I'm like, they need to come up with a better system. And this is a system that I want to implement with us moving forward. Anytime we review a movie, we talk about a movie, I don't want us to say, oh, I give it 4 stars, I give it 5 stars. I don't want to say that, because to me, that's even too much. I think because people are so reliant on hearing what other people's ratings are. They don't listen to, like, for instance,
I have an idea for a rating scale for us.
Rotten Tomatoes, for instance. Take Rotten Tomatoes. There's people that leave comments,
Yeah.
There's some people who will give it a fresh rating, but it could be a rotten. There's some people who give it a rotten rating, but it could be, from what they say, hey, you could take it in the other direction. So when people look at the score, they're not reading what they're saying. And I think that Rotten Tomatoes should even do something like this. you should have at most 3 options. But I think I might take it down to 2. Is it watchable or not watchable?
Yeah.
That's simple. That's simple. Is it watchable or not watchable? Because if you're saying it's not watchable, it's probably not watchable. Like, you do not need to go see this movie. But if it's watchable, then you know what? I didn't exactly enjoy the movie, but, you know,
you can
sit there and watch it, and, you know, I'm glad I did. The third option that I was going to say to put in there, because I would say not watchable, watchable, and amazing or great, you know. But I think if you just have 2...
Yeah, it limits it. I think they should take away from the public reviewing movies. Like, just
see, that's where you're wrong. Period. Because Metacritic, the website Metacritic, that is all people who have seen the movie. Like, you have to be, you're verified that you saw the movie before you can even say anything about it.
Well, that's what I think that should happen. Like, I can't, like, I don't even know a movie that just, like, give me a movie that just came out.
Solo.
No, one I haven't seen.
Deadpool. No, Action Point.
There you go. Action Point. I can't go on Rotten Tomatoes and write a review on Action Point, not like knowing that I haven't watched film at all.
You could go do that right now if you wanted to.
Yeah, like that. Rotten Tomatoes needs to fix that.
No, you're exactly right.
Some sort of verification
but
that you've at least seen
because if you take a look at Metacritic, their score is higher for Solo than Rotten Tomatoes is.
Yeah, but no one uses.
But nobody goes on Metacritic.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. But that's what I'm saying is, you know, they need to come up with a system either that's like that, but I think that's too difficult. You just say, is it watchable or not watchable?
Yeah.
That's simple. And give the power to the critics. Yeah. Like, I hate saying that because I'm not somebody who, I don't agree with critics, and I think that they're the biggest problem. But the critics are the ones who are going and seeing these movies. These are the people that we should be trusting. So let's see how many actually click watchable or not watchable. And I guarantee the score goes up. You know, I guarantee people will go see more things. I think that's a big problem. I'm not going to say that's the whole problem, but that's a big problem. On top of the fans' views, as well as sites like Rotten Tomatoes. I think those are 2 of the biggest issues, not just with Star Wars, but
just in
fans.
general.
Yeah.
Because they killed Justice League.
Yeah.
And here we go, Marvel fans.
They're gonna love the fact that pretty much this entire episode has nothing Marvel in it, but there's really nothing to talk about Marvel.
I'm gonna go sit in the front seat with my hat on. We gonna go see Infinity
All right, so
War.
let's just get into the multiverse news.
So, wait, before. So our rating system, I'd pay 2 chickens and a duck to see that movie. That means it's a really good movie.
So if it's a bad movie, what would you do?
I'd take it or leave it.
I'd take it or leave it.
Yeah, right there. See, that's a good rating system.
I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what. Exorcism.
All right, so getting into the multiverse news, The Walking Dead. So, some interesting things are going on with The Walking Dead show.
Fucking Walking Dead's either imploding or going to get good. One of the 2.
Lauren Cohan and Andrew Lincoln are only going to partake in 6 episodes of the upcoming season 9. By the end of the season, Andrew Lincoln will be gone. So whether it's at the end, like, we don't know if he's going to do like 3 episodes in the beginning, 3 episodes at the end,
or all in the beginning.
6 in the beginning. We don't know. Like, we don't know what's going on. But he's riding off into the sunset, whether he's going to die or what. I think they're not going to kill him. They're not going to kill him. People are thinking, oh, they're going to kill Rick. They're going to kill Rick. I don't think they're going to kill him.
The rate the show's going.
I don't think they're going to kill him because I think they hope that he comes back at some point. There's also
that would be the smart thing to do.
There's also some rumor that he might be jumping over the Fear to Walking Dead for a few episodes as well. So who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? But yeah, I mean, he's going to be walking away. Lauren Cohen is most likely going to be gone. She only signed on for 6 episodes this season. They haven't actually stated whether she's going to be leaving the show completely. I think that she's going to also have that kind of arc where she's going to be left alive and kind of there. So if they ever want to bring her back for an episode or 2, they might be able to do it. Mm-hmm. But I think that's all they're going to do with her. The biggest reason why I don't think they're going to kill Rick, all right, is Judith, baby Judith. All right? Why would you do that? Like, her mother's dead, her brother's dead, now her father's dead, and she's just a little girl. Like, I think that's a little harsh. And don't get me wrong, I'm one of the people that have sat there and said they should have killed baby Judith in season 4, season 3. Like, she should have been dead. As a baby, she should have been killed and dead. Because I think that would have been a huge shock moment that people wouldn't have seen coming.
Yeah.
And it would
revitalize the episode
the
series.
And I'm not sitting here saying that I want to see babies die. I'm just saying that...
Yeah. Kill the babies.
I'm just saying
hang them upside down. Feed the zombies.
I think it would have worked for the show.
Yeah.
because it worked in the comics so well. I think they should have done it in the show.
I mean, we tend to forget that
So
The
maybe-
Walking Dead is a zombie movie.
Then again, they could go that route and do a similar death to Judith and Rick as they did to Lori and Judith in the comics.
Yeah.
Which, if they played it right, it could work. But now that I said it, I don't want to see it because now I'd expect it. So,
Yeah. I they should just kill everybody and restart fresh.
So the director of The Walking Dead says that the show will be different once Andrew Lincoln leaves, but it'll still be great without him.
I mean, you can polish a turd all you want; it's still a turd.
Yeah, I mean, it's
That
gonna be
show's
interesting.
beyond help.
I'm not sure what it's going to be. I'm not going to lie. I'm interested now in seeing what happens this season. It's kind of piqued my interest a little bit. Like, okay, now I'm going to watch this season because I need to see what the hell happens. But
Yeah, I might tune back in for it.
but this is what I don't like. This next part here. Norman Reedus could possibly become the new lead and earn big money. He's looking at like a $20 million paycheck.
He doesn't need it.
It's money. I don't care about the money. They could pay their actors whatever the hell they want. It's their money. They can do what they want with it.
It's Negan that should be the one carrying the show.
My problem is Norman Reedus. So he
If you're gonna make the Boondock Saints Walking Dead, please do.
Daryl should have been killed seasons ago, many seasons ago.
Yeah, he's like dead
he's
in the
brought
comics and
nothing. He was never in the comics.
He wasn't?
No,
I thought he was.
He was an original character for the show. He's brought nothing, not a single thing, to the show since season 3 or since season 2, 3ish. We'll say 3. I'll say
He
3.
brought that Wicked Speed crossbow.
The stuff that happened with him and his brother, like that was interesting. Okay, since then he has done nothing for the show. Yeah, you can sit there and say he's the reason that Glenn died. They could have found another person to do that. They could say that he's the reason why another person. Everybody that's died because of him could have been done another way. Like,
Yeah, he's just a cookie cutter.
He doesn't bring anything. That's number one. Number two, all these women that are gaga and think he's attractive, he's the ugliest fucking chud in the world.
Rachel, sorry.
I'm sorry, he's ugly as fuck. Like,
Okay.
I'm not sitting here saying I'm good looking. This is why I'm allowed to say he's ugly, because I'm ugly.
Yeah,
and I know what ugly
same.
looks like.
Same.
So, he's fucking ugly. Like, I will sit there and say if a guy's good looking. I don't fucking care. Like, I'm comfortable enough with my sexuality.
No homo.
Exactly. No homo.
I ain't gay, but I'd suck a dick.
But he's not good looking. So the fact that people are like, you got to keep him on because he's good looking. So one, he's not brought anything to the show. Two, he's not a good looking actor, character. Why the hell have they kept him on the show? Why are fans so obsessed with him? He's
Kill
not
him.
interesting.
You know it'd be crazy? Next season, he just randomly fucking dies.
Dude, I hope this show opens up and there's a gun in his mouth and they shoot him right away.
And all this was like a misdirection.
And it was like, no, he's actually leaving. Andrew Lincoln's still here.
That would be fucking crazy. I would just get up. I would applaud my TV. I'd just be like, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, Walking Dead, I see you.
Yeah.
That would be fucking awesome.
I honestly, I just, what are they gonna do, like with Michonne, if with Rick leaving, like,
Yeah.
there's so much that, like, honestly, I would rather see Michonne become the leader than Daryl, but
Yeah. I don't know. I think she's getting ready to make her leap to movies.
I mean, she's got a great role in Black Panther and
Yeah.
Infinity War,
and
so
Avengers.
yeah, so.
But
But again, look, it's very interesting what's going on with The Walking Dead. Whether you watch the show or not, I will keep people updated because I am going to follow this story.
I might follow this season. Then tune back out again.
But interesting enough. So, okay, going to move on from there. That was our Walking Dead talk for the day. Wonder Woman sequel has
Yay.
a kind of title. There was a
Wonder Woman 2.
There was an image posted. I believe it was Patty Jenkins who posted it on Twitter or Instagram or something. And it was the Wonder Woman logo, and then underneath of it, it said 1984. So people were taking the title as Wonder Woman 1984. Maybe. I mean, we've been hearing rumors that's going to take place in the 80s. So that's expected.
Yeah. I mean, that just could be something.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be a placeholder for now. Could come up with a different name, Wonder Woman, Dawn of Justice, or something like that.
Wonder Woman. Labia of Justice.
Woman of Steel. Yeah, who knows? Like, they'll come up with something.
Big Wonder Woman, big breasted bitches.
Zack Snyder And I tell you what, I think we talk about this, we've talked about this multiple times in the past couple weeks. Zack Snyder has been doing a lot on his Vero site. Now, Vero, nobody uses Vero, so I don't know who finds this information, because Vero is...
the one other person that uses
the two
Vero.
people that use Vero, Zack Snyder and
this is the guy
Joe Schmo in Indiana.
What you don't know is it's me.
But all this information comes from Vero. He posted, or somebody asked him a question on Vero. He said, hey, was the Flash supposed to get a new suit at the end of Justice League? And Zack Snyder goes, yes, utilizing Wayne tech. So the Flash was supposed to have a new suit come the end of Justice League. And he didn't get it.
Yeah, which was crazy, because that changes up the story.
Josh Whedon, Whedon, like he changed a lot. And that's going to get me into this next stuff here. I'm going to jump around a little bit here.
Wait. Are you going to the main topic?
No.
No, damn it. I was going to give you a really cool, like, electric guitar.
That is the name. I just don't want you to do anything. So, the DCEU, there's some leaks that came from, and I know, I just think this is interesting, because sometimes things that are found here on Reddit...
Oh, dude, fucking Reddit's wonderful.
...can end up becoming true. So, I just want to say, I take these as you will. Mm-hmm. I'm not sitting here saying that these leaks are real, but I think they're interesting. So the one that's going to kind of piggyback off of the Zack Snyder claim and, yelling about Josh Whedon, it seems that both Snyder and Josh Whedon were actually fired from DC Warner Brothers, or from Justice League, or DC Warner Brothers. Now, the Snyder stuff, we kind of, over the past few months, we've been hearing little bits, and it's come to reality and understanding that he didn't walk off on his own. He was let go. He was pushed off. He was fired. It was either you walk away or we publicly fire you.
Yeah.
I don't know which it was, but...
He took the respectful way.
Exactly. Now, there's rumor coming out that's saying that Josh Whedon was also fired from WB because he was supposed to make a Batgirl movie. Why he was pushed out, I'm not sure. Obviously when Josh Whedon left, he said that, I just couldn't come up with a story. Again...
Yeah.
That's Josh Whedon. He's good at storytelling. That's what he does. Look at Buffy. Look at Firefly. Look at he can do story. Look at Avengers. He can do it. So the fact that they didn't want him, I'm not sure if I believe this completely.
It's probably the backlash from Justice League.
But I'm thinking that's what it is. I do. So that's interesting. So like I said, I like to sit there and bash Josh Whedon for what happened to Justice League. I don't really mean that. I respect him as a director. I've liked a handful of stuff that he's done.
You just preferred Zack Snyder's vision.
I just, exactly. I've preferred his vision. I want to see it all. Speaking of which, Snyder Cut. So with these leaks, Warner Brothers, it states that Warner Brothers may be willing to allow Zack Snyder's production company, Kroll and Unusual Films, to foot the bill and finish a release of a Zack Snyder Cut of Justice League. Now, if that's true...
it was only a matter of time.
If that's true, you're looking at probably a few $1 million here, to put into it. Do they want to foot that bill? But does Warner Brothers want to go ahead with it? Do they want to say, you know what, we have this Justice League out, we'll let him put this one out and confuse everybody?
At this point, I think their universe is basically fucked.
Yeah.
They don't... to me, it doesn't seem like they have too much of a direction in which they want to go with it.
I'm going to say this. Right now, you have before Justice League, and then you have after Justice League. Everything that happened before Justice League, I think people are going to, in 5 years, it's going to be wiped from your memory, essentially. You're not... I'll remember because I love them. But most people are not going to remember it. And Warner Brothers, on their part, they're going to push forward and just say, let's think of that as not happening.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman 1 did happen. Okay. We got that. Man of Steel happened. All right, we got those two movies. Justice League and Batman vs. Superman.
Suicide Squad.
Get rid of it. It didn't happen. Just, they're gone.
Yeah.
Okay? I think that's what they're trying to do. And I think that's a big reason why I believe they were trying to push Ben Affleck out as Batman. As much as, the rumor was that he wants out, I think they wanted him out just as much.
Yeah, just to cover up the...
However, it seems he is potentially trying to renegotiate his contract to play Batman for more money.
Yeah. So they're just shitting all over themselves, essentially.
So, what are they gonna do? Like, everybody likes. Like, there's very few people. I think more people like him as Batman than people liked Bale as Batman. You know, like, people liked Bale as Batman. They respected his portrayal, but I think people enjoy Affleck's portrayal more than they enjoyed Bale's. Again, I'm not saying that Bale did a bad job. I enjoyed Bale's portrayal in the Dark Knight trilogy. I just think that Affleck gets the character better. He gets Bruce Wayne and Batman better than Bale did. And I think a lot of people see that and believe that. So it would be smart for them to say, yes, let's try and keep him. However, if they want to say forget this, then
you have to
because there was the rumors that Jake Gyllenhaal was going to take on the mantle. With him now being in the Spider-Man Homecoming sequel, that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
So, like, that's where we're at. Like, where is it going? Where are things going here? You know, who knows? We'll see. I mean, I personally, I want to see Affleck stay, but I would understand if they decided to go in another direction, especially if they're going with the mindset that I believe they're going with is, you know, those few movies, they're just going to get out of their way. You know? Why not?
Anything with Batman.
Essentially, yeah. If Batman was in it, get rid of it because they don't think the movies were good. I mean, I think they were good except for, you know, Suicide Squad. I think gets worse and worse every time I watch it. But
wait, what was he in that?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for longer than that.
2 scenes.
5 seconds.
I mean, a total of like a minute in the movie or something.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think he had that much.
Yeah, maybe not even. I don't know. Green Lantern. So the Green Lantern core movie that they've been talking about for a while. For the longest time, people were saying, "Oh, it's going to be Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan." Jon Stewart, Hal Jordan. Okay. Those are 2 of the, like, 6 Green Lanterns that we've had on Earth. However, it's leaked out that Simon Baz and Jessica Cruz are going to be the leads in this film, and they would be going on a search for Hal Jordan, who is lost in deep space without his ring.
Ooh.
Which could be why he didn't show up in Justice League or Batman v Superman. Or they, like I said, they could just be forgetting those and just going on. Interesting. I don't know why they would take 2 that are not... 2 are lesser known. I can understand with the way the world is right now. I completely understand why they would take Jessica Cruz. I get it with the whole woman thing. They're really pushing that in all movies and entertainment.
She has a vagina.
So I get that. But Jon Stewart is one of the beloved Green Lanterns from the Justice League cartoons.
Yeah.
You know, like, people love Jon Stewart. Like, for a lot of people, that was their Green Lantern. You know, for others, it was Hal Jordan. As Simon Baz, like, honestly, I don't think I've ever seen. I don't think I've even read a comic. I think maybe in one of the new, what are the new comics series now? Rebirth. I think he was in one of them that I read, but I could be wrong. Like, that's like, who's Simon Baz? You know, like, that's so.
Or I mean, he could be that. And that's how
you also have Kyle Rayner that they could use. Like, he's another one that's known. Like, you have enough Green Lanterns from Earth that you can pull from.
Fuck that. Give me the one that was in Justice League.
He died.
Yeah, but give me the pre. Like, give me.
And he wasn't even from Earth.
Give me that
story. He was just the protector of the realm. He wasn't from Earth.
Give me that fucking story. I want to see the first battle with what's his face, Steppenwolf.
So that's kind of what's going on there. Again, you know, we've all heard the rumors that Hal Jordan. They're looking for somebody big with a big name to portray Hal Jordan, and one of the big names that they've kept pulling up is Tom Cruise. I'm not against that. Like, I honestly think I think Tom Cruise. I think he's looking for a superhero franchise to get attached to. You know, he's got his Mission Impossibles going, but as far as I'm concerned, those movies can go on forever until he's dead. Like, I'm fine with that. But I think he tried to do it with The Mummy and with the Dark Universe. You know, he was like, this could be like a superhero-esque type of franchise, and it fell flat. But
we'll never know what happens to him.
But it kind of fell flat, you know, so that's not going to move forward. So I think he's looking for something. You know,
he wants a
his
universe.
Jack Reacher franchise, not moving forward. I don't think we're going to get a third one. That second one was kind of tough to watch, so I don't see that franchise. So I think he wants to be in that type of role, and I think he would fit the bill as like an older Hal Jordan. I would be okay with that, but then again, you know,
how much is his price tag though?
True. I mean,
Like,
you're right. But that's
how
the thing.
much is it going to cost?
But think about it. If the movie's focusing on Simon Baz and Jessica Cruz and Hal Jordan is in it for the last 5 minutes, his
Yeah.
price tag isn't going to be astronomical. It's going to be less because he's only in it for 5 minutes.
They can do what they did with Brad Pitt.
Yeah, there you go.
Just deliver him coffee and offer him $1,000.
He's another name that popped up that they're trying to get for Hal Jordan, believe it or not, is Brad Pitt. So, I mean, we'll see. Again,
I mean, if it was that easy to get him in for 5 minutes for Deadpool, I mean, if you're going to do another 5 minutes.
yeah. Well,
Like-
it seems now, getting away from that, Cyborg now. So there was a Cyborg movie announced 5 years ago. We haven't seen it. It was supposed to come out in 2019. They have no director, they have no script, they have nothing for Cyborg. And then they at one point were like, no, it's going to be a buddy cop movie with the Flash in the Flash movie. So the Flash is going to be Flash and Cyborg. All right. And then they were like, nope, Flash is going to be Flashpoint. Okay, so what happened to Cyborg? Oh, he'll probably be in it because he played a big role in Flashpoint, so he'll be there.
Or they're trying to do what they
okay.
did with, like, the Hulk.
Okay, what are you doing with him? Well, now it seems that WB is wanting to move away completely from Ray Fisher. If not Ray Fisher, like he's the actor who played Cyborg.
Yeah.
If not just him, Cyborg character completely. So
What the fuck are they doing?
very good question. Very good question.
What the fuck
so
are they doing?
so if they and the reason why they think that this could be happening is because Doom Patrol, the show that's coming out on the DC Universe streaming service, Doom Patrol is Cyborg's going to be in it. He's going to be a major role in that movie or in that show, not the Cyborg we know from the movie, a different Cyborg.
Yeah, but
so-
like that's the problem. To cross over the fucking things.
So okay,
Cross them over.
so you get that. So far that's where we're at so far. And then you asked what the hell is going on. Well, that's a very good question because
I think it was more of what the fuck's going on, but I'll take a hell.
Black Adam. All right.
Yes.
So Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
That was a weird accent in a role. But okay.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson. I can't do it again.
Your boy Skinny Penis.
So he's supposed to be portraying Black Adam. You know, people thought, oh, he'll be in Shazam. Well, he's not in Shazam. At least that's what everybody's saying. He's not in Shazam.
He'll probably be in there.
Then, you know, there was talk, oh, no, he's going to have his own movie before he's in anything, which I thought was kind of weird. So did everybody else, because nobody knows who Black Adam is, and how can you have Black Adam without Shazam? They're, you
Yeah.
know, they're
They're
arch nemesis. Yeah. So you have that. And then it was talked about, oh, he's going to show up in Suicide Squad 2. And I was like, okay.
I still don't know why they're making a second one.
Well, they're not.
Yay!
That's been pushed away. So
They did something right.
nobody knows where Black Adam's going to pop up at all.
He'll probably be in Shazam.
So interesting to see what happens with that. Again, what the hell is going on? All right.
Warner Brother, I'll buy the DC universe off you for $5.
And before I get into the final thing, Henry Cavill stated that he was a fan of Josh Whedon's vision of Superman, while Ezra Miller and Ray Fisher were unhappy about their characters. Ezra Miller played the Flash, Ray Fisher
I can
played
see.
Cyborg.
I can see it.
You gotta remember, like, the original idea behind Justice League was
There was no Martian Manhunter, and that pisses me off.
there's gonna be a lot of flashback story. There's gonna be a lot of Barry Allen on what's going on in his life. Almost all of it was cut out, with the exception
Yeah.
of his father. Like, we know his father's in jail. Okay,
Yeah,
so
that was it.
if you don't read the comics, if you don't watch the Flash TV show, all you know is his father is in jail for the murder of his wife or Barry Allen's mother. Like, that's all you know. Like, that's it. That's all you know. On the flip side, you know, Ray Fisher, Cyborg, his character, he
He was in an accident or something.
he was in an accident, and we were going to get that as well in the movie, but we didn't get that in the movie. We
Yeah.
didn't get the accident that caused his father to do experiments and
Use a mother
end up
box.
creating him by accident. You know, like, that was supposed to be in a movie, and it wasn't. So I can see why they're not happy with what Josh Whedon did, because he took out large parts of the movie that they were in, especially
Yeah.
with Ray Fisher, this being his first movie. I'm sure he was like, man, I'd love to be in a lot of the movie. And he was a big part of the movie, but they changed a lot of his stuff. Like, a lot of stuff that we saw in the trailers before Whedon took over was not in the movie. So again, you can see that. On Ezra Miller's side, you see the same thing with the Flash. Like, you know, Flash's character wasn't as
Prevalent.
fleshed out as it should have been. On Cavill's side, I agree. I think that Josh Whedon did a good job with Superman, but that wasn't. And I mean, I can't say this now because the way Cavill is talking, it sounds more like that Zack Snyder's vision wasn't going to be what we all thought it was going to be.
Yeah, a super OP Superman.
Not the super OP, because that's not what he's talking about. He's talking about the attitude that Superman was allowed to portray, of this hope, of this justice, not justice, but this hope of this, like persona.
Yeah.
Because you remember, Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman, he's very earnest, he's very serious. But there was reason for that, and we all believed that after his death, he was going to come back, and he was going to come back as a different person, as that symbol of hope of Superman that we've always seen in the past in the comics and everything. So this makes it sound like maybe Zack Snyder's vision wasn't going to go that route. However, maybe it was, and maybe Josh Whedon just kind of took it a little bit further.
Yeah.
So to me, it is what it is.
We don't know that until we see the Zack Snyder cut.
Exactly. So again, we asked what the hell is going on with DC? What's going on with Warner Brothers?
Look, Warner Brothers, I know you don't listen, but if you do, $5 and a handshake right now.
So is the DCEU no more? Is it? Is it gone? Is it gone?
For
good? Forever?
I mean,
Wonder Woman 2 is coming out, and Aquaman is coming out. There's the only two movies that we know for a fact are coming. Yes, we know that...
Well, Shazam.
Oh, and Shazam, I'm sorry. So we know 3 movies are definitely coming out, all right? Yeah, we do know that, they're starting in the development stages of a Batman movie. That could get canceled just as quickly as every other film has been canceled in the DCEU.
Yeah. I think it's dead.
They got directors for... and writers for the Flash movie. So, but again, that could just, once again, because remember, it's not Flashpoint anymore.
Yeah, it's just Flash.
It's just Flash. So, what is going on?
I think it's dead.
So the rumor is that they are rebranding and unveiling many, many new things, including their new universe name at San Diego Comic-Con this July.
I'd love to go to one of those cons.
Okay, stay on point. Stay on point. So,
I mean,
first off,
you might as well then cancel Wonder Woman 2 at that point.
Not necessarily.
And just reintroduce everybody.
Not necessarily. Like I said, you take away, let's just say Warner Brothers says, look, we love what Wonder Woman 1 was, we really love Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, we want to keep her. All right? Trust me, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Henry Cavill, Man of Steel was a decent movie. WB liked Man of Steel. It's just some people think. Some people think that, WB hated all the movies that Zack Snyder made. No, they liked Man of Steel. They would not have hired him on after that to make Batman vs. Superman had they not liked it.
Yeah, if they didn't like it. That doesn't make sense.
Exactly. So Man of Steel, they liked, and a lot of people do like it. I still hold it up there as possibly the best superhero movie of all time. So you take that origin story, I'll say.
I was gonna say.
So you take that, all right. You move that. So you have Man of Steel and Wonder Woman. You can essentially continue on from that point. You can reference Justice League and Batman vs. Superman here and there if need be, but essentially you're moving on with those two characters. Those are your two main characters, as they should be.
Yeah.
Batman, once they make that movie, will be the main character as well. Those will be your big 3, as they should be. They can right the ship. I know a lot of people think they can't, but they can if they announce. And God, do I hope they announce Man of Steel 2 this summer.
I think they have to. If they're going to do it, they have to make a, like, after they introduce Batman, if they do this, have to recon, like, oh, Batman versus Superman was a what if scenario.
No, you don't need to do
because, like, what are you going to do? Like, oh, Batman versus Superman didn't exist, but that's our Superman.
What I'm saying is, I'm not saying it didn't happen. What I'm saying is, they got to push that away. They got to say, look.
Then you can't reference that at all.
Yes, you can.
How do you reference it but pushing it away?
Let me finish what I'm saying. All right. You and I enjoy that movie. Okay,
yes.
We like that movie.
Yes.
Okay. Warner Brothers does not like that movie. Okay? Warner Brothers does not like Justice League. So you push those two movies out to the side. Not saying out. I should use better terminology. They're pushing them to the side. And when I say they're pushing them to the side, they're saying they're going to say, look, that type of Batman, that type of Superman, That's not what the people wanted. This is the Superman. This is the Superman. This is the Batman that people want. Those movies happened. You can reference them, but we're not going to move forward with those characterizations. We're going to redo these characterizations.
We're going to smack the
We're going
mic.
to smack the mic because I have to talk with my hands. So that's what I think is going to happen. I think they're going to push forward in that direction with the characters.
Yeah, make another Justice League with Martian Manhunter.
Maybe. But then again, I mean, we got Shazam coming out. You know, they're
Yeah.
obviously going to continue with Jason Momoa as Aquaman. But again,
Yeah.
they liked him. A lot of people like him as Aquaman. So Shazam, I think, you know, what we've seen so far, I think looks great. We've seen the promotional poster that was at the licensing expo in Vegas a week or so ago.
If they do it, what would be the first movie after that? It would be Aquaman, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
After
Aquaman is this November.
Yeah, so after the San Diego Comic-Con, like, oh, we've just unleashed this new universe. Do what they did with Thanos in the Marvel Universe. Unveil Doomsday as a post-credit scene. Right then and there.
No.
Right then and there.
No. I'm telling
right then
you.
and there.
No. Look. Stop trying to be like
You
Marvel.
don't be like Marvel, but
That's
you're
being exactly like
No,
Marvel.
it's not, because you're not letting me finish. God damn it! But you unveil him right then and there, but don't like, oh, we referenced him here, we're gonna wait 10 years. Have him as like kind of like a driving force, like, oh, this is happening because Doomsday's doing this. Not like have him as the overall villain, but then have these like underling villains.
I can see.
Like, you know what I mean?
Like, but
like Steppenwolf was an underling of Doomsday.
Unfortunately, that's not how Doomsday works.
But you know,
Doomsday works a little bit differently than Thanos. That actually would have worked better as Thanos. Like Thanos is the type of person to use pawns and send them out. Whereas Doomsday, or not Doomsday, Darkseid.
Yeah.
Darkseid.
Well, that's what I meant. Not
Darkseid.
Doomsday,
Jeez.
but
Darkseid.
yeah.
Wow. Sorry, everybody. You probably all
Yeah.
sitting there yelling at us. Darkseid is not like that. Darkseid is very methodical.
Yeah.
And he has his general, Steppenwolf and stuff like that. But he will get his hands dirty faster than, say, a Thanos would.
Yeah, but
you
which
know?
means like, oh, we're ready for a Justice League. Boom.
Yeah.
You can just throw them right there and it's done.
Yeah. I mean, okay.
And then like you
I
don't
just
have
think
to.
that there's too many. That's
Yeah.
too similar to Marvel. Not saying it's following Marvel exactly,
Yeah.
but I think it's too similar to Marvel. I'm okay with doing post-credit scenes, but I think they should do
Don't
something
do
a little.
17 of them.
You know what would be actually really cool? Switch it up. Do a
Pre-credit scene, you got to be there for the trailers. I'm down for it because that would actually make people get into the movie theater on time and sit down.
But that's like, think of it that way. Like, think of like that little prologue. Like a
Yeah.
prologue before every movie is something that's going on in the universe elsewhere. Like, make each prologue before each movie.
Yeah,
Like, make it
like
like
the overall story.
Like, not the overall story, but connect. So every
Yeah.
single one connects. So that way, like, you can piece it together prior to movie. So you're like, okay, so here's the prologue. This is what's going on in the universe, and this is what's going on Earth.
Yeah.
This is the prologue. This is what's going on with the Green Lantern Corps.
Yeah.
Here's the prologue in the universe. This is what's going on with Bat. Like, I think that would be cool. It'd be different. I know people like to stay in the theater for the credits.
Which means you don't necessarily not have to have a post-credit scene either.
But I just think it would be different.
Yeah.
Again, switch it up.
Because then you don't really have to, like, nothing wrong with Infinity War. Infinity War was great. But you don't have to spend, if you do that, you don't have to spend the whole movie developing Darkseid.
Yeah.
Like, he's already developed and you can just fucking just start getting his
think
poop on
about
his
it,
pee-pee.
just like the first time they do it, put unknown regions of the galaxy or something
Yeah.
like that as it comes up, and then all that, and then after it's over, then you have the DC title card come up.
Yeah.
The DC Universe title card. You have all the title cards, but that's right before the title cards. So then people are like, "Oh, that was something."
That was weird.
And then, but if you do it every movie, then people are gonna be like, "I see
Ah,
what they're doing."
The story. Because that can do a
That's
lot.
a damn good idea.
This is why we should just redo Movie Boot and just start pitching shit to people. Be like, here you go, Movie Boot. We just did the DC Universe for
What are
you.
we up to? Like an hour and a half?
Yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah. So.
This was way longer than I thought it was
Yeah, I
going to be.
didn't think it was going to be this long either.
That's because I actually talked this episode.
So, all right, but that's all with DC, unless you have anything else to say. I'm just looking forward to what they're going to do at San Diego Comic-Con. Hopefully it's so great. Like I said, I do want to have
Are
an
we
episode.
covering cons this year? Are we going to try to do that?
I'll try and cover Comic-Con, yeah.
Cool.
right.
I'll try to cover some, too.
Okay. Silver and Black, the Spider-Man spin-off film that
I
Sony
was so confused. I thought you were turning us off. I was like, what, Silver and Black?
Silver and Black, the Spider-Man spin-off film that Sony was planning featuring Silver Sable and Black Cat, has been removed from their release schedule.
No.
Actually, yay!
No.
Yeah, that's happy because they should remove Venom from their release schedule as well.
No, I know, but you gotta kind of give them some hope there.
I think they realized that it's probably not a good idea.
I think they should just get ready to sell the rights to the characters.
Or just make a deal with Marvel. Just make a deal with them. Like, who cares? Like,
Yeah.
any standalone movie can be all profitable for Sony,
Yeah.
you know? But let Marvel have use of the characters, work together as a team to build the universe. It's not hard. Like, I don't know why they don't do that.
Money.
But again, like, who cares? Give them a tiny share of all the movies then.
Yeah.
Like, who the F cares?
Yeah, it's not like it's not going to make money anyway.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost guaranteed. At least $600 million.
So, X-Men Dark Phoenix.
Dark penis.
Dark Phoenix. So,
And now we just hit the black minority. Hey.
it seems that the upcoming X-Men film has dropped the X-Men from the title and are simply calling it Dark Phoenix.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yes.
I saw that article a long time ago. I was like, it looks like it's still X-Men Dark Phoenix. I don't know what the fuck you're talking
Yeah,
about.
that's kind of what they're talking about, is they're dropping the X-Men and just calling it Dark Phoenix, supposedly. It's marketing. It's early on still, because this movie is not supposed to come out for like 12 years now because they pushed it back.
It's not going to come out at all.
Because there are some reports surfacing that the film is nearly unwatchable and unbearable to sit through.
It's that bad.
It's that bad, some of the reports are saying, yeah. But there are some reshoots going on right now.
I'm gonna say, but like how early in the film?
And I'm pretty sure that's why they pushed it back, because it was supposed to come out early next year, and they pushed it back to late next year or something like that.
Could you imagine working like your hardest on a film and be told that? Like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
again, sometimes it's not the actors or actresses; it's the
just
writing,
the writing.
it's the directing. It's,
yeah. Can you imagine that? You're like, man, I feel like I did a really good movie here. It's hard to watch. It's sometimes unwatchable. Fuck.
Damn. Yeah.
Damn it.
So,
that would suck.
yeah. Way to leave us on a down note, me. Yeah.
No, downs are for other people.
You got anything?
Nah.
That was not even a page. That's barely a page and a half of notes too. Wow, we talked for a while.
Yeah, that's because I talked. Like, we actually had a conversation.
About damn time.
Yeah, it took me a year.
So, yeah, that's it, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure you follow us on Bridging the Geekdoms on Facebook. We're really starting to grow our Facebook group there. You can follow our page to get all of our episodes. The moment they drop, they update on there, so you can get them right there. Let's see, what else is there? Twitter, follow us at Bridging Geekdoms. Yeah, I mean, all of it's down below in the description. You can find us and follow us and like us
Podbean.
and join us. Make sure you have
iTunes.
Podbean, iTunes.
iTunes, I'll give you a hand job if you write a review.
We are also on Spotify, so you can find us there as well, which is exciting.
Give us the listens.
Much easier.
I don't know how Spotify works, but give us the listens.
Give us all of the listens. So definitely. Also, I'm serious. We are going to do this once a week where we just cover news. Give us a name. Until we get a name, it's going to be Geek News. That's it. It's going to just be Geek News. But until you give us a name, that's what it is. So give us some names. Throw out some ideas, and then we're going to throw up a poll on our Facebook group. Once we get, once we get like 5 names, we're going to throw up a poll and go that way.
I have an idea for a name in the poll.
All right, so we'll get there when we get there.
Red Rocket.
Jesus Christ.
I was playing with this, and it gave me the idea.
He was playing with his Red Rocket, everybody.
Yeah, I'm out here stroking. Stroking.
Yeah, so, with all of that, thank you for listening, and I hope
stroking.
I hope that you actually do tune in again at some point.
Yeah, I'm not racist all the time.
Take it easy, everyone.